This weekend, NXT presents No Mercy live from Fort Lauderdale, and there are some matches to be. They've announced some matches. I'll be honest, I've struggled to get some of the graphics for some of these matches. I'm not sure if one of them's actually happening because I've seen a graphic for it, but I'm not sure if it's actually real or not. But we'll try and figure it all out. The last time we had an NXT pay-per-view or PLE, it was NXT Heatwave. So Paige and Green defeating Heights and Tyra, that happened, well, that was announced after I'd done the prediction. Lola Vice won the triple threat against Parker and Jordan. Dark State did beat Hank and Tank. Ash by Elegance defeated Jacy, Jayne and Masha Slamovich. The less said about that, the better right now. Blake Monroe did defeat Jordynne Grace, and Oba Femi defeated Javon Evans. So 60% on the predictions I did do. Obviously, we didn't do the Paige Green one because we didn't know of it before the predictions video. So I've left this as late as possible. I am recording this on Friday, for Friday. So just because obviously it's not been the greatest of builds, to be fair. We'll start off with the match. I'm not sure it's actually even happening, but I have seen it's been announced. Josh Briggs versus Javon Evans. I think this is just to get Javon a win on a PLE. I do like Josh Briggs. I think he is decent at his kind of role as the kind of angry guy, but I don't think he's going to get much further than I'd say like a North American title. And even that's with Ethan Page right now, so it's not going to go from Ethan Page to Josh Briggs. So I think Javon Evans is the guy that's going to be pushed through this match. I think Briggs can still have a decent showing, but for me, it's going to be Javon Evans. Next, for the Speed Women's Championship, Ruca versus Lainey Reid. I think Lainey Reid's going to win this purely on the basis I've seen in little bits and bob here and there about her replacing Jasmine Nix because she's no longer reviewing a contract and she's out of Fatal Influence. So why not put a belt on her? And it also would kind of get the two belts off of Ruca and maybe progress something down the line with her. But yeah, I think it makes sense for Lainey Reid to win this. So I'm going to go Lainey Reid. We're shooting through these. Next, the Weaponized Steel Cage match. Jordynne Grace, Blake Monroe. They are 1-1, I think, if I remember rightly. Blake Monroe won the last PLE match. So I think it will go back to Jordynne Grace, especially with it being Weaponized Steel Cage. And honestly, Monroe's kind of showing this darker side. Obviously, we've seen that in AEW when she was there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did go to Blake Monroe and they pushed her a bit, but I feel like you've had Jordynne Grace on this kind of cusp of becoming champion for a long time, and you've kind of slid her away a little bit to kind of keep her. Is it keeping her away for whatever reason? Are you not going to give her the title, or are you going to move her out of NXT and onto the main roster? There's a lot of things that could happen, but just for me, I think that it makes more sense for Jordynne Grace to win this. It's a kind of a harder match, and I know, as I mentioned, the darker side of Monroe has come out a little bit, and we've seen that. So I do think that it could go either way, but I'm going to go Jordynne Grace. Next, for the North American Championship, Ethan Page defending against Tavion Heights. I think Ethan Page keeps the title. I wouldn't be surprised if Tavion Heights wins it because I'm not a big fan of the Canadian North American title. They might want to bring it back to the normal one. But is Tavion Heights ready to beat someone on the likes of Ethan Page? I'm not sure if he is. So I'm going to go Ethan Page just because I feel like it's a safer bet than Tavion Heights. Next, for the NXT Women's Championship, Lola Vice versus Jacy, Jayne. Now, I've been saying that Jacy, Jayne doesn't feel like the champion in a sense for a little bit of time now. Do I think Lola Vice would take the title from Jacy, Jayne? I think there may be a bit of a tit for tat with Lainey Reid. Lainey might get a bit of help from Fallon, and then Fallon and Lainey help Jacy. That all makes sense in my head. I'm going to correct that narrative and say Jacy Jayne retains off the back of Fatal Influence getting involved. So we'll keep the belt on Jacy for a little bit longer. But again, Lola Vice in Florida. Wouldn't be surprised if she does win that one. And finally, the main event for the NXT title. Oba Femi, Ricky Saints. Again, these are very difficult, I feel. This is probably the closest it's been for a long time. Ricky Saints, I think he's ready to be NXT champion. But I think he's also ready for the main roster. I think Oba Femi's ready for the main roster. It's who would you put there first? Personally, I think it needs a big win from somebody on one of the big pay-per-views or PLEs for NXT, like a stand and deliver, to take the belt off Oba Femi. I feel like he's going to hold it for a little bit longer, and Saints is going to be the one that goes to the main roster. So I'm going to go Oba Femi, but again, I would not be surprised either way with this one. I could literally get 0% on these. I could literally get 100%. It's very difficult to pin. Well, let me know, guys, in the comments down below what you think of my picks. What do you predict happening at No Mercy? Like this video if you have. Subscribe if you are new. Until next time, guys. Take care.